Yeah, Trilogy. There it is. Okay. Wee! Why'd you send me that? Uh, so much attack speed. Okay. Get the information. We'll get the switch. Yeah, we're not doing the software update. I guess I probably should have let myself die and because I was like, wee. I probably should have let myself die so I could have kept like any progress I had towards achievements, but whatever. I could have kept going on the attack speed, and holy cow, I gotta go back and try that someday, and find a late game 3D printer like that. Did I say we're on episode 3 in the title? Hold on. Yeah, game 2, episode 3, day 1. I hate Mo the Clown. I hate Mo the Clown. Yeah, we're going into court, knowing basically nothing about what happened so far. Good morning, Max. Max! Milk! I like it, Edgeworth? I don't know. I was thinking earlier today, I was like, do I remember how to do Max's voice? I was like, I might not remember how to do Max's voice. And I was like, I know it's Pegasus, but do I remember how to do Pegasus's voice? Why do you love Mo? We talked to him for like 5 seconds. You know not of the pain that Mo will soon bring. What? If I don't have a glass of milk before I go on stage, I just can't function, sweetie. It's not quite right. Ooh, it's Maximilian Pegasus. It's something like that. Fabulous. I don't know.
It's a stage? Don't worry, there won't be a stage. All you have to do is sit down.
I guess.
Nick, Max is really nervous.
Alrighty, when you know, you know. Stop trolling me. That's understandable. Hey, my sweeties.
What?
You don't think I should fly, do you? Huh? You know, you've got to make the good first impressions. When I enter the room, maybe I should fly in and warm up the crowd a little. No. We can't be having you flying around the courtroom. It just wouldn't be right. Imagine if you hit someone.
Don't worry, Max. Just do what Nick says and everything will be okay.
Oh, sweetie. What is it this time, Max? Why don't you try flying into the courtroom? I'm not used to Maya's voice because I'm all the precious games you did with her. She was just generic girl's voice. Is she German, Fraulein, or however you spelled it? No, she's supposed to be like Spanish or something. Why's my hair sticking out? Why can't I make it stop? I can see it, but I can't fix it. Oh, by the way. So, is the sound about as loud as it was before, or how's the background noise? Because I'm using the new OBS thing, and I might be able to adjust that here. Because in the old one, they had the adjusting bars, but they literally just did not work, and I don't know why. Yeah, I know. I know. I did her as a generic girl voice. Okay, well, just it's quieter. Okay, well that's good if that's true. You'll have to let me know. Let me know, because before you'd have a hard time hearing voices. So just let me know as we go forward. I didn't know his outfit's so inappropriate for court, but they didn't want to redraw him. I mean, that would be a minor pain. Okay. And I can see it now. The dashing young lawyer flying fabulously in from above. One glimpse of that, and everyone in the courtroom would be on your side.
Max, really? No one needs to fly today. Nick, what is that look in your eyes?
I like the sound of that. Dashing young lawyer, flying fabulously. On 29th, 10 a.m. District Court, Court number 2. And now the case of one. What?
Your Honor, get on with it.
Oh, sorry. I just realized the defendant's name is Billy Bob Johns. So, well, isn't the defendant also known as Maximilian Galactica? Yes, Your Honor. He does often go by that name.
Nick!
AKA Phoenix. You know, my grandchild is a huge fan of his. And I think everyone here wouldn't mind if we called the defendant Maximilian Galactica. It sounds more friendly. I wonder if that's to our advantage? Miss Von Karma, your opening statement, if you please.
I hope you didn't bother thinking you'd win this one, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
Huh?
That spirit channeling trial was a sham. I refuse to acknowledge its legitimacy. It did not count. Do you hear me? Woohoo!
She must still be upset about what happened last time.
You have no chance. Zero, zilch, nada. I'm not losing in this case. Why do you ask? Because it is not in the nature of Misa Von Karma to lose anything. I guess being born with the name Von Karma is a free pass to be arrogant and annoying.
Watch and
learn, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I will show you the way. I am Ugandan Knuckles.
Oh, sorry.
I will show you the textbook procedure for proving how absolutely guilty you are.
I'm not guilty.
Me? Guilty? What are you talking about? It will be my ultimate revenge. But it's not like it'll bring her dad back. There. Opening statement complete. Now hurry up and wrap up this waste of time.
Well, very well. You may call your first witness, Miss Von Karma.
Detective Dika Gumshoe, get up here right now.
Well,
Sorry to keep you from your work, as I'm sure you need every penny you can earn, Detective.
they don't pay him? Don't mention it. It's no trouble at all. I've been looking forward to this.
Very well. I would like you to begin by shedding light on the events in question.
At your service, sir. All right, Detective. You may proceed with your testimony. The night of the crime, snow was falling until 9:40 p.m., making it extremely cold out. All the circus performers were gathered in the big top to practice their routines. The practice session broke up around 10 p.m. The murder itself took place in the plaza, in front of the lodging house at 10:15 p.m. The victim was found bent over a wooden box, dead as a doornail. The cause of death was a blunt force trauma that snapped the vertebrae in his neck. I see. He was beaten to death. Here is the autopsy report for the victim. The court accepts this into evidence. Autopsy report added to the court record. A blunt object, Very well, Mr. Wright. You may begin your cross-examination.
Yes, Your Honor. I did not bring up the guide, and this game will cheap shot me if I do not bring up the guide. Which I do not have on this computer, because I streamed from the Elgato on this. Attorney Justice for All. Spoiler-free walkthrough.
Do, do, do. Do, do, do. There it is, turnabout big top. And where's the part where we... Oh, trial. There we go. Alright. Let's off to the side. And that screwed up where I scrolled to. Okay, go. Scroll. Okay, everything should be in order. None of the crime snow is falling until 9:40, making it extremely cold out. Let me ask you about the snow. It was nearly a blizzard up there until the time of the crime. Did it pile up? It wasn't such a big deal. Maybe about 1.5 inches was on the ground. The snow froze in place and stayed on the ground until the next day. Snow. Let me see. There's gotta be more to this. What's the matter, Neat? I need to take a look at the court record. Mr. Gumshoe, what were the members of the circus doing on the night of the crime? All the circus performers were gathered in the big top to practice their routine. When you say all of the circus performers, who do you mean? Everyone but the dancers and staff were there. Vagina, the animal came on, mowed the clown, then the ventriloquist. And of course, the defendant Maximilian Galactica and his victim, the Wingmaster. Oh, I almost forgot. Legend the tiger with us there as well. Out of curiosity, what about the circus monkey? When I was investigating yesterday, he happened to snatch my wristwatch. Detective, you are welcome to file a police report after these proceedings. Oh wait, did I miss messenger? Sorry. Attempting some pottery? Wait, oh, I gotta like zoom in. I'm trying to zoom in, but I can't. Supposed to be sound? Well, there's no way that's gonna look right. Well, I don't have no words for that. I'm assuming she wasn't the teacher. Anyway. I don't know. Yeah, and I'm assuming she wasn't the teacher because that was not going quite the way she maybe had planned there. Just a guess, but anyway, the practice session broke up around 10 p.m. After the practice was over, where did everyone head off to? Vagina was playing with Wedgie, while Mo went back to his room tired from work. Then the ventriloquist went to the front gate, absorbed in his own world. The Wingmaster and Max went to the Wingmaster's room to talk privately. Talk privately? That's awfully suspicious. You wouldn't happen to know what they were talking about, would you? It seems they were negotiating Max's salary. Actually, Max was asking for Regina's hand in marriage. I'm sorry, but... And I know there's people out there with the name Regina, but... How can you not pronounce it Regina? It's just... Alright, anyway. Murder itself took place in the plaza in front of the lodging house at 10:15. Let's just adjust this slightly. Probably about that. Okay. I'd like you to be a bit more specific about the events at 10:15 p.m. Okay, not a problem, pal. We've got a witness that told us how the whole thing went down. Ow! This is totally meaningless. Time to move on. Alright, we'll just have to revisit that testimony later. Detective Gumshoe, would you mind telling us how the victim met his end? It seemed important, but alright. I guess they wanted to save that for his next testimony. The victim was found dead bent over wood box as the doornail. Kind of read that weird, but a wooden box? That's why. The victim must have been carrying a wooden box when he was killed. Carrying the box, huh? It was a rather strange wooden box, What do you mean? Well, it was much heavier than it looked. Not to mention it was locked. Locked? Locked, you say? I wonder if the thing inside is somehow important to this case. This may be my only chance, so I might as well ask some questions. Probably about the wooden box's contents. I mean, like, what else? Ask about the box. Choose option 3. Yeah, that's... yeah. So I was going for it. Do you mind telling us what was inside the box? Well, when we found the box, it was locked tighter than a Fort Knox was. So we took it back to the station and cracked it open. All that was inside was this little bottle. Probably drugs. Bottle? What is that, detective? Detective, it looks like it's a condiment bottle filled with crack cocaine. Isn't that funny? No, seriously though. What's inside the bottle? It's filled with pepper. Pepper cocaine. No, I'm just kidding, it's just pepper. Pepper? Why in the world was it locked in that big box? There's only one little bottle in that huge box.
I wonder if it had some sort of special meaning.
Cause of death is blunt force trauma that snapped the vertebrae in his neck. According to the autopsy report, the murder weapon was a blunt object, correct? You've done your homework, pal. And you haven't found this murder weapon, have you? The police are searching for it as we speak. My theory is that something with a perpetrator went off with it or something. You would think so, especially since you didn't find it on the scene. No. I bet he made it disappear with magic. Well, I think we have a good feel for the details of the event now. I guess that's all we're gonna get out of Gumshoe for this case.
You mean we're gonna have to get... You mean all we're going to get out of him is a little bottle of pepper? Now that we have it wrapped up with the detective, I'd like to call my next witness.
I'm not even off the stand yet.
Obviously, but that's due to you being slow and unable to take a hint.
I don't know, but wrapped up has such a mean sound to it. I'm a sensitive guy. Thank you very much, Detective Gumshoe. You may step down. Miss Von Karma, call your next witness. So the funny thing about that is, like,
Gumshoe didn't screw up. He just did his testimony and gave us a pepper thing, and he didn't screw up. Like, oh, you're right, it kind of is. That's thanks to you, though. Anyway, I would like to call Mr. Benjamin Woodman to the stand. Gumshoe almost always gets, like, messed up in his testimony, and then they say they're going to cut his salary or whatever, but he actually did his job, and he did it right. That was cool. She must be talking about Ben the ventriloquist. I wonder if Trillo will show up on the stand as well.
I don't remember these guys' voices. Dang it. Please state your name and occupation for the record. No, I gave these guys a voice at the very end, right? Like, or at least Trillo. We only talked to him at the very end of the last case. I seriously don't remember. Like, I'm not joking. I have no idea what I made these guys sound like. Like, I have kind of an idea for Ben, but I really don't remember Trillo. So you don't go along with that voice acting. I don't remember either. I mean, he only had a few lines at the very end, so I don't know. You got a bit like this, eh? Because he's just a puppet. I don't know. But then there's a guy trying to ventriloquist him, so I should probably give him like a crappy ventriloquist voice. So I should try to like not move my mouth like a ventriloquist does, and just see how that works. All right. Here goes me trying to not move my mouth and voice act for a dummy.
My name is Triloquist. I am employed as an operatic tenor.
Excuse me. The witness called to the stand Mr. One Benjamin Wood, the ventriloquist.
That rusty cutting out your circulation. I said I was a singer. Hey, you don't believe me? Fine, I'll grace you with a song.
I can't do me. Blake, use your lips, please. Is it that bad? How can you do me with the freaking, you can't move your mouth? Screw you, game designers, you knew what this when you made this. Alright.
Me. The world of law. Exciting and daring. Guilt or innocence. Decided by a judge dressed up like a woman. Well, what do you think?
This is my graduation gown from high school. Please don't make fun of it. It was the biggest moment of my life.
It had a good rhythm. It's just the lyrics. They leave something to be desired, so to speak. Now, Trillo, you better not insult the judge.
He's done nuts. I don't know. He's done nuts.
Shut up. Just look at your nose. You would think you'd have the sense to fix it. It's so ugly, I want to punch you in the face on the off chance swelling would help. You know that your nose is the reason you'll never be an A-list star.
Celebrities must enjoy saying everything that flashes into their minds. What's going on here? Order, and I demand to know who the witness is.
Don't worry about me, sir. I'll let Trillo handle this.
I'm not worried about you one bit. I'm worried about... Nah.
You wouldn't get anywhere trying to figure out this witness. Now let's proceed. Now, once practice is over, I left the tent. The stew giant.
Well, see, he didn't actually say this stuff. Usually they say it and then you can look through it, so... Normally I would say this with my voice, but now I feel like I have to say it with his voice. I'll just read through it once.
Once practice was over, I left the tent with the stew giant. Clown.
Oh no, he is saying it now. My bad.
I got ahead of myself there. Once we got into the lodging house, I ditched him and we went back to the plaza entrance. That's when I saw Max, heading toward the scene of the crime. He was the only one heading that way. How could that punk not be the killer? And then the police showed up and took Magic Boy away. He, disappeared.
You saw Maximilian Galactica heading towards the scene. You're sure of that?
No, without a doubt. He had a silk hat, a cloak, and the dumb white roses on his chest. Now could you mistake someone with a crazy getup and his nose stuck up so, eh?
That's enough. I think we all get the picture. Just one thing. You said you ditched the clown.
That's right, dress boy.
Well, since you weren't with him, couldn't that mean the clown committed the crime?
He's got a point.
What a shame. It was a nice theory, but the clown can't be the culprit. He's too stupid. Why is that? There's the absolute proof. Silk hat. It was found at the scene of the crime. It belongs to the defendant.
Ah.
Without a question, he was wearing his signature hat during practice. I mean, anyone could buy this $1 pimp hat at the... I don't know where you buy it. Where would you buy it? Goodwill. I don't know. Bargain bin. Yet the clown was the murderer. There would be no reason for this hat to be at the scene. Unless he just took the hat there, I mean. Well done, Miss Von Karma. That's airtight if I ever heard it. Your prosecutorial skills are unrivaled. Well done. Or however you say that word.
Thank you so much for playing my game. Mr. Phoenix Wright, what do you have to say?
Hashtag have we met the murderer yet? If I tell you the answer to that question, I don't know. This is so this is supposed to be this thing where it's like a big reveal at the end or something. So I kind of don't, I don't know. Okay, I guess she's the boss again today. I hate this case so much I almost don't care if I just... Let me check something real quick. Is anybody else watching this? It looks like just bots. It was Trilo. I don't know. Might as well. Why not? The clown? You're talking about Mo? Regina, huh? That's a good guess. No, of course. I'm talking about that old fart. He's so pathetic I can't stand him. So a little bit of exercise and his makeup is running all over the place. Once practice is over, he's 9/10 of the way to keeling over for good. Poor guy. And we didn't have a choice, so Ben took him back to his room. When it comes to being a first place loser, that guy is ahead of the pack. Then what happened? Once I got to the lodging house, I ditched him and went back to the plaza's entrance. Why the plaza entrance? But it was some thinking, of course. It was awfully cold out that night, especially with all the snow around. Wouldn't thinking in your nice warm lodging house have been a better idea?
Objection! Mr. Phoenix Wright, I think you should leave the thinking to the witness. I don't know about that, but I'm a good thunker. At least my teachers always said I was.
That was not a me, that was a Phoenix. He totally said thunker. When I was with Max heading towards the scene, that's when I saw Max heading towards the scene of the crime. Wow, I almost misheard that to a very different scene. Are you sure it was really Max Galactica? Now, of course I'm sure. How could you mistake someone wearing that snobby three-piece getup? Snobby three-piece getup? Get the wax out of your ears. Lawyers nowadays, you're like talking to a brick wall. Max's three-piece getup. Jeez, could you be any more dense? All together now. Silk hat, cloak, white rose. Thank you.
Nick, I think you should put a little more effort into preparing your questions.
He was the only one heading that way. How could that punk not be the killer? You saw Max and only Max, right, Trilo? And that's right. That makes him the killer. There's only one person headed that way that night. That makes quite a bit of sense and makes Max one suspicious character. There's more to this story than meets the eye. Is there something amiss in this? I don't know, guide. What does it say? No problems. There's no proof it was Max. I mean... I kinda... Ben only saw Max. Oh, right. Because the white guy wasn't with him, the ring later guy. But that's a bit strange, don't you think? What's strange? That you only saw Max. Doesn't it seem like you should have seen someone else as well? What? Where are you going with this, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Who else do you suppose the witness could have seen? Well, you know, the guy. You know, dang it, wrong button. No, it's your job to answer all those stupid questions. I accidentally pressed the button. No, I'm sorry, Trilo. I've got to find a way to get more information out of this witness.
Think about it some more, Nick. Surely you'll come up with something. Trilo wouldn't happen to have an ulterior motive for incriminating Max, would he?
Well, Max is part of that bitter love triangle with Regina, which is probably why Max conked him over the head.
Oh, Nick, wasn't Ben the one who got conked over the head? Yeah, I think so. I don't know anymore. Like, I feel it's like, I don't know, whatever. That was weird, it put me back to the beginning. Alright, let's try that again. Max and only Max, that's right. Blah blah blah. Bit strange, don't you think? I accidentally pressed the wrong button!
That's the victim.
That's correct. If Trilo was at the entrance to the plaza, he should have seen the ringmaster as well. Nah! Obviously, the ringmaster arrived at the scene of the crime before the witness. Could have seen him. That was a weird way to cut off the sentence there again, but thanks. Anyone with sense could have figured that out. What are you talking about? The ringmaster and Max went together to the ringmaster's room. Is that, according to the defendant, a likely story? Maximilian Galactica was supposed to be in the ringmaster's room. Why was he just, as the witness stated, at the scene of the crime? Ah!
I see. It seems that at this stage I have no reason to doubt the witness's testimony. And there are clearly no conclusive contradictions.
He's right. A brilliant judgment, Your Honor. Now let's move along with the testimony. Trilo wouldn't happen to an ulterior motive, blah blah blah, we already did this. Nick! Wasn't Ben the one knocked over the head? I don't know, whatever. We... Was it? I thought it was supposed to be... Yeah, and then it kicks you back to the beginning? What? That's so weird. So usually when you press something, at the very end, they give you a little spiel that's like, oh, maybe we should try thinking about this. It's like a hint, right? And then it kicks you back to the beginning of like this scrolling thing that I'm doing. But it kicked me back to the beginning twice after the fourth statement, and then here's the fifth. Okay. Glitch? Bug? I don't know. It's a bug for sure. It's a really minor bug, but shouldn't happen. Around what time did the police arrive at the scene? Nah, I suppose that would have been around, hey, what time was it? Nah, I don't know, it was around 10:30, I think. Practice ended at 10 p.m., so you hung around the lodging house the entire time? I guess that sounds about right. Wasn't it awfully cold? I can't believe you'd just stand outside in that weather. No, well, the truth is... Just shut up, you big-nosed dope. Why are you telling them anything extra? Why can't you believe that we just stand outside in that weather? Well, maybe you were waiting. Well, maybe you were waiting for someone? What? Who said we were waiting for someone? Objection! You went to the very beginning twice? I'm confused. I'll explain it better in a second. Mr. Phoenix Wright, all we can do without your offhanded theories. Objection! But this witness, he's cracking under the pressure already. I'm on to something.
Mr. Wright, who do you suppose the witness was waiting for out in the cold that night?
Probably Regina. Because he was gonna propose to her. Well, if he was waiting outside in the cold, it was for one person. And one person only. He was waiting for the animal tamer, Regina. Ah! You were waiting outside for Regina to come back to the lodging house. Am I mistaken?
Is this true?
Well, you can't really ask me that question. I kind of like doing the Don Knotts. Nah, I don't know. It's just me, guys. Don Knotts. I don't know. Probably doesn't sound too much like him, but he does like that weird stammery thing, and he's got that face, man. I don't know. He's got the face that's like, right. There's my camera. Right. Turn my hand. Right. That right there. That guy's face. Right there. Okay. Anyway. cares? Who cares about who I was waiting for that night? What's important is what I saw. Don't you forget it. I must have found it.
Don, whose voice is that? Well. The puppet may be a bit stiff, but he's right. Whose voice is that? Don Knotts? He's the guy who played in, It's called, like, what is it? Mr. Chicken in the Haunted House or something like that? And he's the guy from... Andy Griffith Show. He's the second cop. He's that guy.
Alright. There's obviously a reason why this witness is there that night. He spent all that time waiting for Regina to arrive. Moreover, even if someone else would have walked right in front of him, I doubt he would have paid them a second thought.
Is that his name? Officer Barney? That sounds right. Oh, I missed his line.
What did you just say? The witness saw the defendant at the scene of the crime. However, he did not see the victim on the way to his eventual demise. If you accept that, then you must accept that there's a high likelihood that he could have missed someone else other than Max heading to this crime scene. Now, there's absolutely no proof that the witness is waiting for the animal tamer. I guess you got me. Alright. Now I'll spill the beans for real this time. It's true. I was waiting for Regina. Pain! Don't volunteer things.
Mr. Quist, tell us the truth this time, and I mean the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, as they say. Were you, or were you not waiting for Regina at the entrance to the lodging house?
I was. I was waiting to propose to her.
You were what? You were waiting to propose to...
What? What's the matter? You think that humans have the monopoly on marriage?
That the matter of a puppet marriage is not under review in this case, thank goodness.
You're the judge! I mean, look at your horrible outfit! More pain!
I did Phoenix's voice there.
More pain!
Yeah.
Thanks to your bumbling, my perfect plan is not so perfect. Now we have to waste time getting to the bottom of some silly proposal by a puppet.
About the proposal. So, I'm trying to go for like a... For Trila, I'm kind of going more for like a...
1930s radio! It's that guy sitting at the ringside court telling you every single ball play that's going on.
And then, the other guy's just Don Knotts. Their voices aren't like that much different, so it's a little like, when they switch between them, I'm like, alright. And their voices obviously shouldn't be that much different, they're the same person. Anyway,
don't be so surprised that I was going to propose to Regina. I even had something to give to her. I kept it in my pocket, waiting for a chance to propose and give it to her. Of course, I had it in my pocket that night. It was a present for her. In the end, I wasn't able to give it to her, so I've still got it in my pocket.
You were going to propose, a puppet.
Yes, Your Honor. Don't be so obtuse. Just because I'm a puppet doesn't mean I can't love. I am made of wood, after all.
I guess you're right. Just because I'm old doesn't mean I couldn't propose to her, too. What is she in the... Mr. Wright, how old is she? I need to make sure whether or not I should take that statement back or not.
She's 16 years
old. Oh my! I never said anything. Thank you, Mr. Wright. I can always count on you to know the ages of young women around you.
Anyway. Exactly. His honor is looking a little less than honorable right now.
Okay, Mr. Wright, please continue with your cross-examination.
What was with that sigh at the end?
About the proposal. There's some mighty fine ad-libbing going on there, that's all I can say. Give myself a little pat on the back for that one. Oh, okay, but before I continue with this, I think I had like a Gatorade. Something to drink for my voice. Wiggity swiggity. What did you say? Yeah, it does. I'm gonna open my windows because it's a little warm in here. Now I'm gonna get cold, like immediately.
Plus, now the neighbors have to deal with my crap.
Okay. Is the music fine? Seriously? Did just changing OBS's fix it somehow? Eating the gators. Okay. Makes the voice go down smooth. Alrighty, here we go. Don't be so surprised that I was going to propose to Regina. I even had something to give her. Okay. What was it exactly that you planned on giving her? You know exactly what I was going to give her, you numbskull. The only thing I could find that could match Regina's beauty. Answer his question. What was it? You're gonna die when you hear this. It's an engagement ring. Yeah, not as suggestive as you thought. Yeah. And anyway, an engagement ring. Wow, those two nearly fell out of their chairs. Mr. Phoenix Wright joke has gone too far. Time for this to end right here. Francisca's whip looks like it's about to lash out at almost anything. One hit from that thing will probably shut someone up for a long time. Push anyway, pain equals bad. Or push anyway. What the heck? It may be something of a joke, but this is a historic moment. The first time that a puppet has ever proposed to a human. Ow! I advise you to cut this argument short. I'm going to have to agree with the defense here. Will the witness please revise their testimony, specifically about the engagement ring? I'd like to stick to facts, not sociology. You sure do enjoy sweating the details, especially for a man in a black bathrobe. Did I mention that I don't like your clothing? That's pretty much all I got on you, Judgy. I plan on giving Regina an engagement ring. An engagement ring? Nah, it's actually a diamond-shaped stone cut from glass. Did he literally just say it's glass? Even more brilliant than the real thing. Oh, I think Regina is going to love it. Oh, well, I hope you don't mind that too. Anyway, it's just a ring. What's the matter, Nick? Well, there's gotta be something I can catch him on. I kept it in my pocket, waiting for a chance to propose and give it to her. missing something here?
Whose pocket was the ring in? Mine, of course. What a stupid question. You gotta be kidding me. You think Ben could pull that off? No, I'm sorry. Really. You don't have to apologize for that. He's the one who should be apologizing. Really? Of course, I also had it in my pocket that night. It was a present for her. And so you went to the lodging house to give it to her? That's right. I tried to give it to her during practice so many times that I lost count, but that uppity snob kept getting in the way.
Oh, Max is talking. It's me, Pegasus. I'm gonna win. Oh no. Pegasus. Absolutely fabulous. Ha ha ha. Uppity snob. He couldn't possibly be talking about me, Maximilian Galactica. When I get hold of him, I'm gonna saw his woodblock in half, and not with magic.
Well, they always say that love creates rivalries.
So, what about this present?
In the end, I wasn't able to give it to her, so I've still got it in my pocket. You know what I mean? So you're still thinking of trying to give it to Regina? No, of course I am. I spent nearly a 3-month salary on this thing. I'm not gonna give it up that easily.
I wonder how much he receives for appearing in the circus.
Probably way more than he deserves.
How about it, Nick?
I think it's about time to unwrap this toy's testimony.
That's the spirit, Nick. Give him heck.
The judge has that dazed and confused look again. Maybe he should get out more. What?
Okay, so that little thing at the end there, where he's like, "Oh, where Maya's like, what do you think?" And then he's like, "I should unwrap the toy," or whatever. That's what happens if you scroll straight to the end of this. So there's each statement, right? So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and if I scroll past 5, how about it, Nick? So it does that, right? It does that little thing. So it always does that when you press something at the end. It will automatically do that. So in the last testimony, it was jumping to that despite the fact that I wasn't at the last statement, and then it was returning me back to the start. Even so, on statement 4, it was acting as if it was statement 5. If that makes any sense. Because somebody put a flag at the end of it to say that that was the last statement in the testimony, but it wasn't. So there's just like a bug. Somebody screwed up. That's all I was trying to say earlier. So right, so we have the ring because the monkey stole it. From Trilo to Regina.
Objection!
Alright, Trilo. Let me show you something in my pocket. No, what is it? What are you talking about? Uh-oh, looks like they're going to double team me now. You recognize this ring? Nah, that's mine! Give it back, thief! Thief! Didn't you just testify about this very object? I believe you said, in the end, I wasn't able to give it to her, so I still got it in my pocket. Why then do I have it right here?
What's going on here?
That's... Ben, say something! Nah, don't put me on the spot like that, Trilo. I found this in Money's room.
Money's room? You mean the room they put the money in? Like the Scrooge McDuck bank vault, where he dives around, and I love that show. Why don't they bring it back, Mr. Wright?
Nah, that filthy monkey is gonna get what's coming to him.
Mr. Quist, now I'd prefer if you avoided slandering innocent fiats in my court.
Well, Your Honor, Money is really a monkey in every sense of the word.
I see. Well then.
Money likes to go after the shiniest things that he can find and gather them up.
Shiny things. What do these words mean?
He bothers me more than Bo. I don't like him either. Trilo, when was this ring stolen from you? Ben is answering. Okay, no, I'm just kidding. Well, I suppose it was that time, you know, that night, the night of the crime. See, What did you just say? Details. I need more details. Well, stolen right after Max showed up at the plaza. Right about the time when you saw the defendant walk past, correct? Oh, well, I guess you might be able to say that, yeah. The ring might have been, you know, it might have been taken around that time. Okay, freaking monkey just pops out of nowhere and screams in the middle of court. No. This is a comedic thing that only Don Knotts would get into. Ben, what's with you? Ben, what's with you? Oh, whatever. It has nothing to do with anything, especially not who committed the murder. It's not for you to decide what has to do with what. I know, right? That came out of nowhere. It's just like, ah! I didn't expect it. I was like, what's happening? Now, Trilo, back to the topic at hand. I haven't admitted a thing. Not I, Mr. Trilo Quest. What did you do when the ring was taken, Trilo? You know exactly what I did. I chased after that ring-snatching monkey money. But you weren't able to catch up with him, were you? It's all that slow, loafy fool called Ben's fault. When he was fumbling his way through the snow, that dumb monkey was able to get away.
That is indeed an incredible shame.
Well, this does indeed prove one very important thing. Prove an important point. Why did it do her voice weird at the beginning? What could that point possibly be? Woohoo! Oh, Ben isn't exercised enough. No, his testimony is a flaw. That's obvious. There's a huge contradiction in this witness's testimony. I like how those. Oh, you. I like how those options are starting to get trolly. He doesn't exercise enough, or there's a contradiction. And those are the only. What? But yeah. The witness just testified to the following effect. Up until the police arrived, he didn't move from the entrance to the plaza. However, the witness just stated that he chased after Money the monkey. When the witness was off chasing Money, there was no one watching the plaza. What's the meaning of this, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Where are you going with this little theory of yours? I'm saying that there's no possible way that the witness saw the plaza the entire time. That's where I'm going with this little theory, which leads me to my next point. It is entirely possible that someone other than the defendant was at the scene.
Interesting, Mr. Wright.
Oh, then tell me this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Do you have any proof that something slipped past this vigilant ventriloquist? Well, he obviously didn't see the victim, the ringmaster, arrive on the scene. However, that doesn't change the fact that he saw the defendant arrive. She's doing a little blue shiny screen thingy. The witness is lying! He's blinded by his rivalry with Max! They're doing like a head-to-head thing.
Well, the defense's argument does hold water. This witness does have a history of animosity towards the defendant. Words are hard.
What? How dare you? I wouldn't lie just to get that dork face in trouble. He's not even worth it. Why did I just turn somewhere into that guy who says Udgy, but I turned into Damon Gant. But from the 1930s. Okay, sorry. I saw him. No doubt about it. And I saw that worthless liar.
Well, just for clarity's sake, let's flesh out exactly who you saw that night.
Nah, I've told you so many times you'd think you'd know my story's not changing. You've already changed your story, Stick Boy, and I'm sure you'll change it some more.
Where there is one lie, there are usually many more behind it.
Exactly, Maya. That's why we gotta keep after him.
Yeah! Woohoo!
Don't do it, Maya. Maya? Wah! Okay, Maya, stop it. We're in court. Okay. Witnessing Max. Witnessing Maxing. Now I'll give you that I was waiting that night for Regina, but that doesn't change the fact that I saw Max in the plaza that night. He showed up after I had been waiting there for about 5 minutes. He said good evening. I said good evening to him, but he didn't even acknowledge my presence. I'm absolutely sure it was him. I saw Maximilian Galactica at the scene. There's no way I could mistake someone wearing those 3 ridiculous symbols.
So that means that the money didn't show up until after you saw Max.
And that's right. Money ran up less than a minute after I saw Max.
Then Money snatched the ring and you went chasing after him?
How long was it until you came back to where you were waiting?
Well, let's see. I'd say about 5 minutes, I think.
So the victim could have arrived at the scene of the crime in that 5-minute stretch.
Mr. Wright, please proceed with your cross-examination.
Now, I'll give it to you that I was waiting that night for Regina. Okay.
So you were only concerned with waiting for Regina that night. And that means you probably wouldn't have noticed if someone else showed up.
Yeah, you should think about how many eyes I actually have. And I've got 4, 4. F-O-U-R. Counting Ben's, of course. With that many eyes, do you think that something could have slipped by me?
4 eyes is an awful lot of attention directed at one area, I suppose.
Yikes, the judge is even more dangerous to our case than Trilo. But that doesn't change the fact that I saw Max in the plaza that night. Why am I doing it in his voice when I normally don't? We're gonna stop that, starting now. Okay.
So you saw Max coming out of the big top that night?
Of course that's where I saw him coming from.
Sorry if you mentioned me, Blake. I AFK for a minute. What did I miss? So he chases after the monkey for 5 minutes. He goes out to the gate, or the plaza, right? And then the Max character comes walking out. He says hi, Max doesn't respond. Money the monkey starts mauling him. 1 minute later, he chases after the monkey for 5 minutes before coming back to the plaza. And he doesn't successfully catch the monkey. So there's a 5-minute gap. That's pretty much what they've said. Okay. And that's what we're testimonying him about right now. Staring at the entrance of the tent the entire time. I guess that makes sense, especially since he was waiting for Regina. And he showed up after it. He showed up after I had been waiting there for about 5 minutes. And at what time would you say these events took place?
You're one of the dumbest people on the planet if you can't figure it out yourself. You already know the practice finished promptly at 10 p.m. And you already know that I went to the lodging house right after practice. You don't need to be a big brain surgeon to know around what time it was when I saw him. Just add 10 more minutes. I'm sure you can do that. Now, what time is it?
Indeed. What time was it?
What time was it? Well, let me think about that for a second. Yeah, I'm no good at time, or math, or whatever you said. It cut off really fast.
It was 10:10.
Ah, yes. That sounds about right.
It sounds about right because that's the time I saw Max on the scene.
I said good evening to him, but he didn't even acknowledge my presence. QQ, you cry. Okay. So you testified that you said good evening to Max that night.
You must enjoy asking incredibly obvious questions. You said good morning in the morning, and you said good afternoon in the day, right? then it's obvious that I'd say goodnight to someone at night. What, Ben? You got something to add? Let me guess, that's not it, Trilo. You say good evening at night. No, I'm sorry, Trilo.
Mr. Quist, I would prefer if you kept your ventriloquist act outside the courtroom.
Impossible. A performer lives and breathes performances. You should know better. There's gotta be something wrong with this bit of testimony. I don't think so. What? What are we even pressing right now? Phoenix? I don't even understand. I mean, I can choose one of these, but I don't even, like, understand. I hate to say it, but Ben's part of your little act is coming off a bit stale. I'm sure that if a pro was to review your work, he would... Ow! You're not trying to pass yourself off as a professional performer, are you? Are you? Don't get wrapped up in yourself, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You should know better. Ow! 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 That hurts. That should have set him straight. You may proceed with your testimony, witness. I hate her whip gimmick. It gets old really fast, and it never goes away. I'm absolutely sure it was him. I saw Maximilian Galactica on the scene. You are 100% absolutely sure of what you just said. Now, I told you already, James, I'm 100% absolutely sure. There's no way that he could be any more confident than that, right? There's no way I could mistake someone wearing those 3 ridiculous symbols. Oh great, they're gonna yell. Hat, cloak, rose, or whatever. Those 3 ridiculous symbols, huh? Out of curiosity, how many times have you asked that question by now? You're gonna ask again? I'll answer with a chorus. Everyone together now.
Silk hat,
Cloak!
white rose hat.
Thank you very much. Maya, you didn't have to join in, did you? But it's fun shouting out with everyone else. There has to be a holding testimony somewhere. I agree. But do we have the proof to make something stick? All we can do is try, right, Nick? We've got to have something that will prove useful. Alright, time to go to work. I like Maya. Always by my side. Alright. What? This can't be right. 1, 2, 3. How does this contradict something? Alright, hold on. XO and triangle. Trilo, is it not true that you had a fight with Max on the day of the murder? Okay, I kind of get where the game was going with this, but how are you supposed to guess that on that statement you're supposed to present the broken bottle? He's like, I said hi and you didn't acknowledge my presence. And you're like, broken bottle contradicts! I need an explanation on that. I don't know, man. A fight. A fight over Regina, to be exact. And it wasn't a big... That's why when I looked it up, I looked at it over here, and then I looked at it over there, and I counted out where I was supposed to present that, and I was like, what? Is that right? Like, I wasn't sure. It wasn't that big of a deal. It was just an argument, a disagreement at most. The disagreement doesn't usually end with someone getting clunked over the head. Ah! That morning, Ben got clobbered over the head by Max, didn't he? Oh.
What? Is that an admission of assault and battery? Ouch.
we handle that, we should wrap up the defendant's murder charge first. The truth is, on the day of the crime, the defendant and witness had a huge fight. There's absolutely no way they would have suddenly become cordial that evening. Like, it was trying to go for, like... He was like, oh yeah, this right here. There's no way he would have been cordial that evening. He would have been like, good night, or whatever. After they had just been in a fight. I get that, but like... Usually how it works is you look at the evidence and it contradicts something that they say in the testimony. And this was just like, I don't know. We're just gonna not do that this time. Anyway. Yeah, I know, speaking of assault and battery. Moreover, just consider the personality of the witness on the stand. There's no way a puppet this lewd would have stood just up and said good evening to his rival. They're saying the witness is lying, and he is trying to frame the defendant by claiming to have seen him at the crime scene. I didn't tell a single lie. Honestly, I just...
That's enough from you, Mr. Quist. Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor.
Let's clarify this testimony for the court. Could you explain your theory about who the actual witness saw actually that night, actually? I butchered that line, but I just wanted to finish it anyway.
Could you explain your theory about the witness who the witness actually saw that night? He saw the defendant! He saw the guy. Probably a different person? I don't know. I actually don't remember who this is. I kind of do, but I don't I don't know. I kind of remember this. I think I know who it is, but I'm like 40% sure. I'm like leaning towards it, but I'm like not. Like, I think I know. It's my belief that the witness did indeed see someone that night. It's just someone else. That's who he was saying good evening. That's who he said good evening to. What kind of theory is that? The correct one. Furthermore, oh, that's right. Yeah, I remember it now. This is so dumb. I hate Trilo. Okay, sorry. Anyway, furthermore, I don't believe the person the witness saw was Max at all. Ooh, what? What? I don't know. If he had truly met Max that night, there would have been no greeting at all. Which means there's only one proper answer. The person the witness saw that night was not Maximilian Galactica. That's why Trilo made the effort to greet whoever it was he saw that evening. Or good evening, as he put it. What in the world? You...
Would the defense kindly explain who it was Trilo saw that evening?
Alright, let's do this. So good evening to the ringmaster. I was the only other person going that way. Considering the ill temper of this witness, there would only be one person he would greet. This is how stupid this is. Oh my gosh.
It must be Regina. It's Regina, right? She's so cute.
Yeah, keep it in your pants, Your Honor. It's not Regina. If it was Regina, Trilo would have given her the engagement ring as a present.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I am paying attention to this case, after all. That's right, I forgot.
It was Russell Berry, the victim himself, was it not? You are correct. It was indeed Russell Berry. But any suicides in this game? I don't think there's any suicides in any of the Phoenix Wright games, because they tend to keep, even though murder is like almost every case, they tend to keep it pretty PG-13-ish, I guess, and I feel like introducing that is like a little too heavy for this series. The person you saw that evening was the victim, the ringmaster, Russell Berry. That's why you greeted him, Trilo. Isn't that correct? So he wasn't lying about greeting somebody, and he wasn't lying about the greeting he said to that person. He was lying about who he said it to. It's so stupid. Answer the question, Mr. Quist. Only so many times a puppet can explode.
Order! Order! Man, I'm hungry. How do you respond to this?
Well, wait a second. No. At first I thought it was the old man. But once I got a better look at him, it was obviously Maximilian Galactica.
I think it's high time that we clear the air about this question. Mr. Quist obviously witnessed a single person in the area of the plaza that evening. The problem is identifying exactly who that person was. Was it Maximilian Galactica, or was it the ringmaster, one Mr. Russell Berry?
The prosecution argues that it was the defendant that the witness saw that night. The witness had clearly stated that he saw the defendant's 3 symbols. The 3 symbols? I hate this case. Stop it! Sorry, that was probably extremely loud. That was my bad. Seriously though. Yeah, he explodes and the next time you see him he's intact again. Alright, this is getting old. Come on, man, you gotta remember them by now. Here we go again, everyone. All together now. Now! Okay, she stopped it. Thank you. Yes, we know it's Silk Hat, Cloak, and White Roses. The only thing you're good for, Karma, the only thing is slapping a stupid person when they're being dumb. And sometimes that is not Phoenix, and sometimes it is a dummy. Literally a dummy. Objection! A silk hat and cloak, anyone could wear them. They even look good on me. Or my daughter in Game 4. What was that? Well, the witness had endlessly repeated that he saw Max's 3 symbols. However, how do we really know it was Maximilian Galactica? It could have been someone else dressed up as him. Possibly even Russell Berry. What? What? Okay.
Miss Von Karma, do you have clear evidence that the person the witness saw was the defendant?
Well, oh no.
If that's the case, then it is impossible for me to make a judgment at this point.
Yes, I think we finally won a point in this one. That is very unfortunate. Huh? You're just a little too excited for your own good, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What do you mean by that? We only established one thing from this witness. You established that these witnesses saw one person in the plaza that night. I applaud you on your effort, but who that person was can only be answered by the next witness. Maybe even Russell Crowe, as Captain Crunch, singing a terrible song, being a boxer man. Who knows? Huh? Your Honor, the prosecution will provide, beyond the shadow of a doubt, the answer to the question, and evidence that clearly establishes one thing. There is no one other than Maximilian Galactica responsible for the crime. I'm gonna win.
Very well. The court will take a 10-minute recess. During that time, I request the prosecution prepares their next witness. Court is now in recess.
Part 2 of 2. December 29th, 11:54. District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 5. So, sweetie, you have to believe me. I didn't go anywhere near that crime scene. So then, where were you when the murder took place? Yeah, because of recess. Yeah, wee! There we go.
free tomorrow. Would you like to watch something? Yeah, we can watch something for a while. Yeah, like during my break. We could do that, or I could maybe do Morius Attorney if my voice is up to it, or get Xenoblade maybe. I don't know, whatever you're... I'm down to watch stuff though, for sure.
You say no, Hajime no E.
Okay. We talked about it. We talked about it yesterday, remember? I was in the Ringmaster's room.
And while you were there, it was the Ringmaster who left the room, right?
Exactly. He told me to wait in the room because he would be right back.
Well, that's when the Ringmaster headed to the scene of the crime, right? That's what it seems like. But the Ringmaster must have been wearing Max's costume, right?
Oh, sweetie, I just remembered. I went straight to the Ringmaster's room, still dressed in my stage clothes. But when I got there, I went ahead and took the costume off. So now I'm wearing my normal clothes, as you see now.
Which means... It means the Ringmaster could have taken his costume and went out looking like Max.
Fabulous! A fabulously possible possibility.
Well done, Nick.
However, sweetie, why would the Ringmaster want to dress up like me? Isn't that a bit strange? Well, because it was cold out. You think about it. All they found at the crime scene was my silk hat. What about my cloak? Where did that go? I need my cloak.
Double?
I like how freaking Phoenix is like, double? Like he actually said it. Okay.
Wow, Mix, I never thought of that. You should be a detective or something.
Well, I was never quite sure of what I wanted to be when I grew up. Magician or president?
Anyone can be president these days.
You have no idea how hard it was to make a decision.
That's really cool. Fabulous. This mystery just keeps getting deeper.
Number 29th. 2006, courtroom number 2. Wait, I thought we were in courtroom number 5. What? Did we just move courtrooms? Watch as I make this country disappear. Presses the nuke button. I don't know. Anyway, now that everyone is back, let's get started. The court is now back in session. Miss Von Kama, please proceed with the prosecution's case.
Very well, I will call my next witness. A pitiful clown. Oh, with the unfortunate distinction of having seen the entire thing. Mr. Lawrence Curls, please take the stand. Why did she call him a pitiful clown?
Well, it's time to delete the game off my hard drive and call it a decade. Been a good 2020, but let's just... Alright.
The witness will state his name and occupation for the court record. In West Philadelphia, born and raised in the clown days.
I don't know if you saw that, but that was definitely Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. He said in West Clownadelphia, born and raised, and I missed the rest of the line. Anyway.
Name and occupation.
Will the witness please inform the court why he is speaking autobiographical gibberish?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just not used to being in court. I've never been in a courtroom in my life.
Yeah. He does stuff like that and then I'll just slap him. I hate Mo. Anyway.
I wasn't quite sure what joke would be best suited to this sort of occasion.
What in the world are you talking about? You're in a grand hall of justice, not some comedy club. Since it's easy to see your occupation, please state your name for the court.
Oh yeah, maybe this joke is okay. Mom, do I have to wear pants? The sign only says no shirt, no shoes, no service. Okay, Okay. How about this? Have you met my proctologist? Met Dr. Seymour Butts? How was that one? But a couple of clowns who were up to no good started making trouble in it.
He seriously said that, by the way. A couple of clowns who were up to no good started making trouble. I missed the end of it. Your name? Lawrence Curls, professional funny man, also known as Motor Clown. You witnessed the scene around 10:15 the day of the murder. Correct. Yes, it is. Very well, Mr. Curls. Will you please testify to what you saw that evening?
Whoa, Rabbi, a priest and a Rastafarian walked into this plaza
Without the humor, please.
Okay.
Poor Mo can't be his normal stoogey self in court. What you witnessed. I know. Not the greatest comedian in the world. I haven't been able to make people laugh for 10 years. No matter what I say, all I get in return is a vacant stare and polite applause. So no one ever laughs at my jokes. I've taken to laughing at them myself. It's a bad habit, but hey, at least I'm trying. Imagine my predicament. I'm a clown who can't make people laugh. I'm almost useless. I keep trying. I tried to come up with jokes just for today. This atmosphere is very nerve-wracking. I decided to try making everyone laugh. Seriously, everyone, what do you think of me? How am I doing? Aren't we the ones supposed to be asking the questions here? Witness.
Huh?
We will listen to your call for help after the court proceedings are over. Just please stick to the facts of this case.
Really? You'll really hear me out?
Well, I'll make sure that one of my staff will be your straight man later.
Thank you. I can't wait.
Poor Gumshoe. Like how he changed his voice to serious narrator voice, because they're like, shut up, Mo, and he was like, okay. I've been a depressed clown for 10 years. Straight man, it's like the normal person. They usually don't do a whole lot, but they're kind of there to get jokes bounced off of them. Now that that's settled, shall we begin once again with the testimony?
Of course we can. I'll talk for as long as you want, and way longer than that.
What you witnessed?
The night of the murder, after the practice was over, I went straight back to my room. You have no idea how tired I was that night. I was pooped. Pooped is a funny word, right? I thought I'd go straight to sleep, but before I did, I glanced out the window. That's when I saw two silhouettes. They were a bit far away, though. And there was the ringmaster, and he was with Max, who was wearing his cloak. They kept watching them, and all of a sudden, Max clocked the ringmaster on the head.
That's very interesting. If the eyewitness's account is to be believed, I have enough to pass judgment right now. That's not how court works, Your Honor. Of course you can. There is no way that this account can be criticized. What? However, the witness is a bit, how do we say, off-kilter. Something is wrong with his brain, I would say. Yes, that's the politically correct way to say it. He has a mental issue in his brain. Almost like he's got some sort of atmosphere of guilt surrounding him. What?
It must be because my insincere smile.
Mr. Wright, please begin with the defense's cross-examination.
Yes, Your Honor.
Meek, you've got to find some kind of contradiction in his testimony.
I know that.
Mr. Wright. Your Honor? I'm afraid that if you push this witness too far, it would bring disaster upon the court. Thus, I sincerely hope you are not going to engage in pointless saber rattling.
I understand, Your Honor. If you cause this clown to stray from the facts, I'll hold you responsible.
This is the dumbest thing in all of Phoenix Wright. I slap you, TV, because you're the closest I can get to slapping the game. I'm not gonna slap my Switch, it costs more than you. Why am I responsible? I'm not the one making corny jokes. Never heard the term off-kilter before. Really? Interesting. Oh, and saber rattling. Off-kilter just means odd, basically. Or not quite right. Saber rattling is talking, or rambling, or something like that. The night of the murder after oh, sorry, it is. The night of the murder after practice was over, I went straight back to my room. I hate this part. Here we go. I hate this part. I hate it. You can see that practice wrapped up around 10 p.m., correct? See, that's the thing. Huh? Exactly am I supposed to make a joke about 10 p.m.? I mean, really. 10 p.m. It's not a punchline. 10:10, like people were saying earlier, that's kind of funny, right? But 10 p.m. Can I turn the volume down slightly? Okay, so I'm gonna need your help on this one. Because I don't actually know how to do this, but I think it's something like this. I need to do it while there's probably noise playing, so let's get to the music and then I'll try it.
Now 8 o'clock, that's something a clown can riff off of. Let's just pretend it was 8 o'clock. That way I can make a great joke.
So, this freaking guy. They penalize you if you say, okay, it's 8 o'clock, you know. You have to be like, no, stop talking. Because he will actually make you lose. Let's not make it 8 p.m., alright, Mo? What do you mean, let's not? I'll take the clown out of clowning around. Come on, Nick, just listen to his joke! There are 3 reasons why I don't want to. 1, I probably won't laugh. 2, I'll get hit with a penalty. 3, I'll get whipped. Will the witness please just proceed with his factual testimony? Literally, if you do that, all those things happen. You are so boring, and the game's like, you're boring. The game's like taunting me. You should do it. You're boring because you're not doing it. Just for the sake of the thing. Because what happens is imagine you're some 10-year-old kid or whatever, however old you are when this game comes out, and you're playing this game because your mom took Mario away or whatever. You're pressing every statement like you do every other time to find the truth, and you keep getting penalized because the stupid guy won't stop. I'm going to make a joke about 10. Alright, see it.
You know, you want to hear the joke. Man goes to ask his doctor, and the doctor asks. A man goes to his doctor, and the doctor asks, "How is number 1?" The man says, "Every day at 6." "How is number 2?" The man says, "Every day at 7." Witness, witness. These are exactly the types of joke you should say for that detective. Ow! You know what would happen. Don't look at me like that.
Mr. Wright, you're hereby penalized. This will not become a kangaroo court.
This isn't funny at all. In more ways than one.
You get penalized for pressing forward or going along with what Mo says. But you're trying to get him to talk. You have to press stuff. So, I don't know.
You have no idea how tired I was that night I was pooped. You were pooped that night? Yes, I was very, very tired, not to mention I had some bad Mexican food. What? The double cheese double bean enchilada is a dangerous menu item. What happened after that, as they say, happens. That one was cool, huh? I hear the kids really love toilet humor these days. That joke was so hip, I don't even want to ruin it with a reply.
See, look, I've got a good reply, though. That joke was so funny it just earned you a penalty.
See? See? See?
So do you lose for getting him to talk? What do you have to do? Okay. Literally, you always press people to try and find information. So he's like, I was pooped. So you want to press it, because then you're like, why were you so tired? And instead he makes a joke and you get a penalty. Hate you, Mo. I thought I'd go straight to sleep, but before I did, I glanced out the window. So I might not get penalized for this unless he makes a window joke. Okay.
You just happened to glance out the window? You can say that. You can also say I peeped, stared, glimpsed, peeped, eyeball.
Mr. Curls.
No. I guess synonyms aren't allowed either. What should I do? I wonder if I should press him further on this issue?
Okay. What do you have to do to keep going forward? You have to find the contradiction, like always, but even like in earlier testimonies, what was it? We were talking to Ben. I wasn't presenting evidence on some of his statements. I was, but on some of his statements, I would press him, and then they would ask me to present evidence in that. Pressing is vital to moving forward. You literally have to do it unless you have a guide. I'm not joking. Like, that's how you play the game, and they're penalizing you for doing that. So I'm working on it. I could just check the guide and see exactly what I'm supposed to do, which I think I am doing right now. It even says in this non-spoiler guide, warning, errant pressing of this witness might cause a loss of health. So anyway.
Why? Why? Clowns don't need a reason to look out their windows, do they?
I'm not sure what I should say. Like, what can I do to help?
That's not what I meant. I meant that, well, when we spoke yesterday...
Okay, sometimes you press and sometimes you don't. It just depends, and they don't tell you. Is that it? You always press. You always press. Because when you press, sometimes they give you a new piece of evidence that you need to move forward. When you press, sometimes they will change their statement, or they'll add a new statement that you can press, or a new statement that you can contradict with evidence. So typically what you're doing is you're looking for a statement that you can contradict with evidence. But you press because they give you more information. Sometimes they give you evidence, and sometimes you literally have to press to move forward. So you always press every statement until you find the thing that you're going to contradict, right? Because that moves the game forward. With Mo, you can press a perfectly good-looking statement and you get penalized. I will tell you this because I'm looking at the guide right now. Mo is not one of those witnesses where you present evidence on his on a contradiction statement. You have to press Mo on the right statements in order for you to move forward. But some of the statements are completely legit and you just get penalized anyway. So hopefully that helps to explain like what I'm dealing with. So sometimes you press and sometimes you don't. You always press. Yes, you always press. You always press because you don't know what's going to happen. You always press because sometimes you have to press to move forward. In fact, like, I would say at least half the time you have to press to go move forward. So they're like, in just this stupid testimony with Mo, they're like, you have to press, but also you get penalized. So you have to press on the right thing, but you don't know what the right thing is, so you're playing like a stupid guessing game. While he makes jokes and you get penalized. It's really dumb. It's so dumb because it goes counter to how you play the rest of the game in literally the entire series. This part is like backwards. So anyway.
Once I had tucked myself into bed, I heard this amazing noise. It was incredibly loud. It sounded like a giant thump. Like the spine of a man snapping in half. Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
You forgot. Your Honor, the witness looked out of his window upon hearing a loud sound that he apparently forgot until now. He did not just simply glance out his window that night.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot to mention that thump, didn't I? Oh, that's not something you'd forget to mention.
Yeah, what she said.
I believe it would be best if Mo were to revise. I believe it would be best if Mo were to revise his testimony.
I got stuck in Tristan voice.
Very well, Mr. Curls. Please revise your testimony.
This should start turning the tables in our favor. See, I had to press him to get this extra statement. And, like, now I can either present evidence or press on that statement. But anyway. So I was pooped, something. So. This isn't the statement, but. That's when I saw two silhouettes. They're a bit far away, though. Far away, you say? If you had to say exactly, how far away were they?
Let me think about that for a second. My room is here, and they looked about yay big. I'd say they're about 30 feet from the window.
Just 30 feet. That's not far at all. I can jump that far. Watch my long jump. Wahoo!
It was snowing that night, and it cut down on visibility.
I see. Please continue with your testimony regarding the two shadows you saw. That one was fine, because he just decided not to make a joke. It was the ringmaster, and he was with Max, who was wearing his cloak. You see, you clearly saw this, even though you were, by your own admission, far away?
That's right. I had been thinking about it over and over again since that night. But things didn't really make sense until I spoke to the prosecutor, Miss Von Karma. And now I'm 100% certain it was Max and the ringmaster he saw that night. Just think about it. How could I be wrong if Max is always wearing his uppity symbols?
What symbols? Uppity symbols? What?
Lawyers nowadays, do you even have to go to school to be one? Alright, everyone knows what to do. All together now, say it with Uncle Mo. See what I mean? It's always like this. The crowd never wants to go along with it.
Must really be utterly and completely worthless as a clown.
Yowza!
Enough foolishness. Get back on track. Will the witness please testify as to what he saw, and only what he saw? Kept watching him, and all of a sudden Max clunked the ringmaster over the head. Oh, if you heard this... Okay. You say you saw the ringmaster get clonked over the head?
Yes, I did! It was the climax of my story.
Please don't use that word. He really does enjoy the completely random non sequitur. What would you say the victim was struck with?
You mean the weapon? I have no idea. The weapon wasn't found at the murder scene, right?
That's not what I meant. You did say you did see everything, didn't you?
Well, yeah, I suppose I did say I did see everything. Wait, no, I didn't. I didn't see a weapon.
Mo, did you or did you not see the crime of murder committed that night?
Objection!
I did not expect of murder to be in that sentence. Did you or did you not see the crime that night? Is what I thought he was going to say. Hey,
will not permit you to harass my witness in this manner. You better have an excellent reason for attacking this poor clown. Because if you don't, you know what is waiting for you. A nice penalty.
Wow, it's literally... Oh, you can't see it. Sorry. Is this where my box normally sits? Look at that penalty right there. See that penalty? That's a big penalty.
Nope, that's the wrong way. Nope, that's the wrong way. Nope. There we go. Head line up right. And that's about. There we go. Okay. I'll go over here for now.
Gulp! Isn't this a bit melodramatic? So what will it be then, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Do you have any clear basis that my witness did not see the crime?
Yeah, because he heard it first. What? He heard it, and then he says he saw it.
I've got a great reason to make my claim. And I suppose you will be telling us all that great reason. Of course I will. The reason is the witness's very own testimony.
What is the meaning of that, Mr. Wright?
Mo said that he heard a sound like a thump of someone getting hit.
Old man's scared. What's scary about that? What do you mean? Anyway, no more fun. Back to the serious business of Phoenix Wright.
Mo said that he heard the sound of a thump of someone getting hit.
He did say that.
However, Mo just stated the following under oath. They kept watching them, and all of a sudden Max collected and mashed her over the head. If Mo is to be believed when he says he looked out the window upon hearing a sound, there's no way he could have seen Max clunk anyone. In 1972, the clown was born and raised, or something. I don't know what he said. 79, he said in 1972 something, and they cut him off. Those are always references to something. Oh, the music. That's right. So you're gonna have to tell me if this fixes the music. Did that do it? Did the music get quieter? Let's do that right there. Is it good or is it still too loud? Do I need to adjust it a little bit more? I'm actually sitting closer to my mic. Usually I'm kind of like over here. So you have to let me know. But it does look like it's better on my thing. It does look like it actually adjusts it this time. Yeah. Yeah, that's what it seems to be doing. Did it adjust it enough, though? Yeah, I have it adjusted to negative 5.5 decibels. Alright, since we're doing this, let's do it right. The shoulder's quite right. This is tough. Let's see here.
I see.
Okay.
Mr. Curls, how do you respond to Mr. Wright's assessment?
They didn't commit. These clowns were
Oh, is he doing MASH? They didn't commit. Because he was like 1972, something, something, something. Crimes they didn't commit. These clowns promptly escaped from a maximum security clown car. Mr. Curls, are you reciting the C-Team theme to anger this court?
Oh, the A-Team.
Mr. Curls, are you reciting the C-Team theme to anger this court?
I totally forgot, yeah.
No, I'm just stalling for time while I jog my memory. Great job, Nick. These types of witnesses always seem to have a selective memory. You just have to peel back the layers of the clown makeup to find the truth. Well,
You're back from your jog.
Well, it pretty much happened the way I said. Pretty much? When I looked out my window that night, the ringmaster was already face down in the snow. The prosecution helped me fill in the gaps of my statement. Von Karma! Tampering with witnesses again!
So now you're saying that you did not see the defendant clunk the ringmaster.
Yes. When I looked out my window, the ringmaster had already checked out.
Checked out.
Yep, he was on permanent vacation, as they say. Murdered! Head bashed in, brains everywhere.
Mr. Curls,
Your Honor,
you did not witness the actual crime, however, you still say you saw the criminal, correct?
yes, exactly. The ringmaster was slumped over and I saw someone's silhouette next to him.
Very well. Then please testify to the silhouette you saw. I expect the truth. And if I catch even a hint of a joke from you, I will put you in a holding cell until you learn court etiquette. Got it?
Got it.
That sounded like he said, what? Alright, I need to use the restroom. I will be right back.
dang cat. She wanted food. And I talked to my mom. Barbara was not there. Okay, let's move forward.
It was a bit far away, but that shadow could have only belonged to Max. There was no doubting it, especially since I saw his uppity symbols. His silk hat, that black cloak, they were all there.
That's 2 of the 3, but anyway.
His face was silhouetted, but there was no doubt that it was him.
What'd you say? Barbara wasn't there? Yeah. Because I didn't do a Barbara, jeez. I just did a normal bathroom. I was like, Barbara wasn't there. Yeah, anyway.
His voice is silhouetted, but there was no doubt that it was him. His cloak was fluttering in the wind, so I couldn't really see what he was carrying.
It does seem as if the defendant was at the scene of the crime. Took the clown long enough to get his facts straight. But whatever, this should finally be good enough, yes? It is decisive testimony. Was Mix really at the scene of the crime that night? He said he wasn't there. We have to believe in that. All right, Mr. Wright. Commence your cross-examination. A bit far away, but that shadow could have only belonged to Max. How long is this trial? Oh my gosh. Don't you think that you're going a little overboard by how explicit you're being? That shadow belonged to Max. This is an awfully firm statement, don't you think?
What are you getting at?
I'm just saying that one of your fellow performers' life is on the line here. Are you truly 100% absolutely certain it was Max? I'm not the kind of person to lie about something as serious as this. Still, what I saw was Max. I'm convinced of that. It doesn't seem like he's jumping to any conclusions this time. Let's go over this again then. What makes you so sure that you saw Max that night? There's no doubting it, since blah de blah, 2 of his 3 symbols, not 3 of his symbols, whatever. Too much Mo. Too much Mo. Okay, sorry. There's no doubting it, especially since I saw his uppity symbols. Trila said the same thing, but if it was just the symbols, then even I could have been wearing them. What if someone had just taken Max's symbols and worn them?
I thought of it myself, but just looking at the shape of the face I saw, it must have been Max.
You're sure of that? Such a silly little boy. He threw in his entire case headlong into a trap. Silk hat, black cloak. They were all there, all 2 of the 3. You're good at math. You sure that's what you saw that night?
Exactly what I said is what I saw last night is what I saw. I've got eyes like a hawk. A 56-year-old hawk.
What was this guy? 46, okay. Don't birds have terrible night vision?
But that's not all I saw.
Is that why birds aren't flying around at night? Huh, how about that? Man, they do get up early in the morning, don't they? His face is silhouetted, but there's no doubt. Wait. Is that not it? Because clearly, those aren't his 3 symbols. Alright, what does it say? Really? Okay. Yeah, so this is the right thing. I remember this. So you have to present that, you have to present the poster here. Diurnal? Diurnal. I don't know what that means. It sounds like 2 urinals next to each other. So this is what you have to present to him. The poster. Max's 3 famous symbols. Which... See, okay. This is a weird thing to present here, but it works because in the description it literally says 3 famous symbols right there. I don't know. It's still like a weird. Active during the day, sleep at night. Ah, diurnal. Got it. You say you saw all the Max's uppity symbols, right? I suppose so. The silk hat and the cloak, right? Mo. Everyone knows that Maximilian Galactica has 3 uppity symbols. 3 symbols.
Yes, everyone get ready. All together now.
Silk hat, cloak, white roses. Why does the game make us keep doing this? Holy cow. Who cares if he knew that there were 3 or not? He saw what he saw and he saw the symbols. He just forgot to mention one. Isn't that right, Mo? You like pi? I love pi. 3.74. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, he just said a bunch of numbers of pi, even though I said 3.74, which is not pi. Silence, fool. You are to respond to the whole truth, no fractions. Order, order. Mo, you didn't see the roses, did you? I don't know why this is a dance moment. To be honest, there weren't any roses on the person I saw. The crime scene was dark. It's obviously too dark to see that kind of detail. But the witness said he was able to see the silhouette of the criminal's face. Not to mention that if roses are white, there's no way he could have missed them. And the roses must have fallen off the defendant as he assaulted the victim or whatever. If that's the case, then the police would have found him near the crime scene.
Mr. Wright, are these white roses truly material?
Are these white roses truly material?
Are these white roses truly material to the facts of this case? And is this really worth dancing over?
Clearly not. He's just toying with the court. Well, she told me to stop dancing, so I'll just slow it down a little. Okay, we're fading out. Alright. I got her on the ropes now. These seemingly insignificant facts have never failed to lead me to the truth yet. Someone is toying with the court, but it is not me! It's probably the clown! Your Honor, do you recall Trilo's testimony?
Well, it's hard for me to remember that far back. It was just a few minutes ago.
There's no way I could have mistake someone wearing those 3 ridiculous symbols. How can you mistake someone with that crazy getup and his stuck-up nose so high? How could you mistake someone wearing such a snobby 3-piece getup? I like how when we talked about our favorite flowers, and I asked you what yours were last week, you said, ones that bloom, I don't know. That's exactly what I said. Or Lieutenant Blake. Trilo saw them all! Trilo saw all 3 of Max's symbols. However, this witness claims there was no white roses on the person he saw. There's absolutely no doubt about this, that this is a contradiction.
Now, what am I supposed to think? One is supposed to disregard the pointless, but this.
Judge, forget the roses. Think about his other testimony. I'm glad there was an S attached to that. The witness has stated without a doubt that he saw Maximilian Galactica. Nothing else matters. Let's wrap up this case now. Your Honor, it may be trivial, but it does cast doubt on the prosecution's case.
Frankly, I have my doubts about this witness. It seems that unlike wine, the witness has not grown more mature with age.
I'm not mature.
I've come to a conclusion. I'm 99% certain that this witness saw the defendant. However, my remaining 1% of doubt is quite reasonable, which means that for my peace of mind, I'm going to request a bit more testimony.
What? What? See, I'm funny like Mo too. No, you're funnier than Mo. Way funnier. Mo's not funny.
If there are no contradictions in this next statement, I am prepared to issue a ruling.
A ruling? Nick, this is your last chance.
The Silhouette, Part 2, Electric Boogaloo. Alright, here we go.
There's no doubt in my mind, there were no white roses that night. However, all the other symbols were there, and I'm equally sure of that. Especially the silk hat. There's no way I could forget seeing the decorations on it. He was wearing it the entire time he was on the scene.
Mr. Wright, you've got one last chance at this.
Just one chance?
I will not allow even the slightest hint of badgering against this witness. If you are going to prove me there's a contradiction with Mr. Girl's statement, you better have at least a shred of evidence to back up your accusations.
I've only got a single shot at this. I gotta be careful. And I understand, Your Honor. One chance is all I will need. Whee!
Silhouette, Part 2. What's a boogaloo? I don't know. For some reason, whenever there's a sequel, they say Electric Boogaloo. I don't know. There was some movie called that, and then people always made fun of that as like a sequel title or something. I don't know.
Mo, be honest.
Ow!
I promise, Mr. Phoenix Wright. No more badgering.
Seriously, look. I hope you enjoy this penalty. They literally take half your health bar away. For just being like, I'm finished.
Excuse me, I'm the one handing out the pen. Ow!
Witness, continue with your testimony. You're not gonna whip me too, are ya?
Maybe after court, if you're into that kind of thing.
What am I supposed to do with that?
Okay.
But it's kind of pointless if you only whip me after court. Isn't it kind of pointless if you only whip me after court?
There's no doubt in my mind there were no errors that night. However, all the other symbols were there. I'm equally sure of that. Mo, be honest. And then... Yeah, so then you just lose. Okay, so you just freaking lose. There's no way I'm gonna lose after coming this far. Okay, so what you're supposed to do here is, they found the silk hat at the crime scene, and so he's like, he was wearing it the whole time he was on the scene. Well, he wasn't though, because the hat was found there, so the hat fell off.
This wouldn't happen to be the silk hat that you saw that night, would it? Yep, that's it. That's the hat he was wearing that night. The $1 pimp hat that he got at Walmart or Goodwill.
What happens if you lose? You go back to the beginning of the case. You go back to whenever you last saved. So if you didn't save, then yeah.
No question in your mind? Exactly, how would one mistake a thing like that? I see.
Is there some sort of problem, Mr. Wright?
Miss Von Karma, where exactly was the silk hat you found? Must you always ask these questions? It was found at the crime scene. The crime scene? That means...
The silk hat fell off at the crime scene. However, the witness clearly testified to the contrary.
The witness stated that he was wearing it the entire time he was on the scene.
No! It's not true!
Oh no!
Okay.
Order, Mr. Curls.
Yes, Your Honor.
What is the meaning of this? You are old enough to know better than to behave like this in court.
Hey, that's not right. That's so harsh.
What's not right here is your eyesight and your memory, amongst other things.
Why are you being so mean to me? What did I do? Let me guess, you just didn't like my jokes or something, right? You didn't have to go and insult my eyesight or my memory, they're both great. Seriously, why? Just because you're doing this doesn't mean you know how old to get younger than you are.
Enough of these childish outbursts, Mr. Crow. Who do you think you are?
I saw him, I swear I saw him, it was Max. Even if he didn't have his roses, he was still wearing his dumb silk hat, I'm telling you the truth. He turned into a bratty little kid. It's pitiful, isn't it? You left the scene of the crime wearing the dumb silk hat. He was there. He left the scene? What's the matter, Neek? There's something I've been mulling over for a while now. Mo? What do you want? You just said that he left the scene. How exactly did the murderer leave the scene of the crime? What? He went... What do you mean, how did he leave the scene? You can't ask me that.
Objection!
Mr. Phoenix tried is badgering the witness, Your Honor.
Objection!
This witness's testimony is full of holes, Miss Von Karma. Miss Von Karma's protest is useless.
You've got a point. Let's hear what the witness has to say on this matter. Is that all right with you, little guy?
Don't talk to me like I'm a little baby. Besides, what kind of stupid question is how did he leave the crime scene? The answer's obvious. He just turned around and walked away. That's what I expected you to say. You sure that's how it happened? Say what?
I'm not sure exactly where you're going with this. Lawyers nowadays sure do love to harp on the smallest things. Do you have any proof to counter his story as to how the criminal left the crime scene?
Look at this photograph, Your Honor. The problem is the footprints in the snow.
Footprints.
In this photo, we can clearly see the footprints of the victim. However, where are the criminal's footprints? They aren't there. Oh, I like this song. Was Mo the murderer? Do you actually have an answer to that? Because I will. So, Mo, exactly how did the criminal escape the scene? Your Honor, this witness has already proven that his testimony is completely unreliable. I move to strike all this witness's testimony from the court record.
I agree. This clown's testimony is as rickety as the clown car he came to court in.
Wait just a second! You guys can't just ignore everything I've said. Fine, I'll tell you the truth this time. You wait a second. I think you've said more than enough for today. That didn't hurt. I'm sick and tired of listening to you anyway. I'll give you the real deal this time, I swear. I don't know why, but I get the feeling that things are going to get worse before they get better.
Mr. Lawrence Curls.
Yes?
The testimony you provided up until now has been false.
It hasn't been false, I haven't lied, it's just...
It's just what?
It's just I was a little bit confused on the bit about the criminal leaving the scene. Especially since Von Karma and her whip told me not to talk about what I really saw. And the judge is just gonna ignore that?
Order! Order! I will have my food now.
No, he didn't do it.
Franziska Von Karma, how could you?
Your Honor, if you had heard the truth from this witness... No, he didn't. He did not. Mo did not do it. It's like... I don't know. It's so dumb. This whole stupid thing is dumb. Von Karma do it. I will give you the answer in the form of this
in the form of this statement. This is not the last case in this game. And that's a twist that would be in the last case of the game.
You would have exactly the same opinions that I have.
What opinion is that?
It's not funny.
That's enough out of you. I'm going to listen to what he has to say. Now then, let's hear the truth about what you saw, Mr. Curls.
You're not gonna believe this, but it's all the truth, I tell you. Try not to waste our time with your idiotic drivel. Now it's time for our next segment, Mo Knows! Everything I've said up till now has been the truth. When I looked out the window, the ringmaster was down and Max was standing above him. He wasn't wearing his white roses, but he was wearing the silk hat. That's when I saw he... This is the truth now, get ready for it. He flew! He jumped up and flew through the air. He flew right off and disappeared into the darkness. But that's why there are no footprints. Flying people don't leave footprints. I told you it wasn't funny. Do you believe me now?
Well, that was, how do you put this into words?
Maximilian Galactica is a world-class magician, but to leave the scene of a crime by flying, there's no way that actually happened.
You're right.
Why is she right? You believe the other witnesses? Why won't you believe me, especially since it's the best part of the story?
To be honest, this is the first time I've heard of a flying criminal.
Wait, can I have a hint? The hint is it's the least likely person to have done it. Seriously.
What do you think about this witness? This witness's testimony, Mr. Wright.
This is all a dream, right? That's what I'm gonna say. Right now, I can't believe any of this. I'm not even sure this day is gonna... I'm not even sure if this day hasn't been some sort of Kafka-esque dream. Ow! Now do you think it's still a dream, huh, Mr. Phoenix Wright? I like how you accuse... I like how every case you accuse everyone. You haven't accused the judge yet, or Maya, but... Oh boy.
I suppose I will let you all in on my thinking regarding this matter. The criminal disappeared into the sky. I'd love to believe that.
The tiger or whatever? I mean... Tiger's not gonna fly, but at least the tiger could do it. It's a tiger.
But I can't wrap my head around what could have actually happened.
You imbecile!
If you disregard the need for proof, Miss Von Karma's case is sound. However, I've got the feeling that this case is in dire need of more investigation. Thus, I will conclude today's proceedings at this point. It's an undisputed fact. The criminal left no footprints at the scene. Tomorrow, I want to find the reason behind this mystery of mysteries.
Yeah.
I believe that's enough for today. Court is adjourned.
It was the monkey and the girl! You're funny.
Hey, sweeties, what in the world is going on?
That's what I want to know. They said the criminal flew into the air and disappeared. Max, I can't believe I'm asking this, but you didn't fly that night, did you?
I know you didn't mean to ask me such a fabulously stupid question. I can fly whenever I please, it's not that easy.
But it looks so effortlessly for you on the stage.
It's not that simple. I'm not actually flying on stage. I use invisible wires and have them hoist me through the air.
Oh, you just told me the secret to your magic.
No, I broke the first rule, the cardinal rule, the only rule.
I'm sorry, Max. We made you break a magician's creed and never reveal the secrets of their tricks. Nick, what do we do now? All we can do now is hope we can find the flying criminal in court tomorrow. Great idea. Let's do our best and catch this sucker. My voice, it cannot handle much more. So much talking. Oh, Nick. What is it? I've got a confession to make. I'm terrible at figuring out magic tricks. Magic tricks? Let me ask my daughter from the future. Yep, magicians are... They're very definition tricks, right? Magic tricks are by their very definition tricks, not magicians. Grr. Yeah. But I can never figure out the tricks when I see them. That's because the tricks are performed by pros. They do it so you can't guess the trick. But the trick Pearly showed me was incredible. Pearls did a magic trick? What kind of trick was it? Let's see, it looked like she pulled the end of her own thumb off. Heh. First she put her right thumb next to her left hand and then it just separated. She could move it up and down and everything. It was incredible. Really? Was it kind of like this? No, how'd you do that? Nick, you're a real magician. See, this is why I just can't figure out magic. I'm no good at it. Especially hard tricks like flying away from the scene of a murder. You'll take all the fun out of magic if you keep trying to figure it out. Oh, you, Maya. Just gonna pat the top of my TV right above her head there. I love this song. Wow. Forgot, but the next trial is like so long. It's almost half the length of the entire game. Next trial is good though, or the next case. Sorry. Did you look it up? You looked it up, didn't you? Why? You haven't even met the guy yet. Oh, my sweeties. You mind hurrying up and getting me out of this place? We're doing our best, Max. Just hang in there. A little while ago, some people from my local TV station came by. And since I'm a famed magician, they said, let's make your very own TV special. Really? What kind of TV special? Maximilian Galactica, the great prison escape. It would be aired live. Hey, that sounds like it would be an awesome special. But if I do this special before I'm acquitted, they'll never let me out of here for real. Well, it would surely be an unnecessary addition to your troubles with the law. That's what I was thinking, but the production staff is already working on the show. If you don't get me out quick, I'll have no choice but to stage a real prison break. You seem awfully calm about that possibility. I have no choice. It would be a contractual obligation. That's show business. The only time I swear, I'm sorry. I still want to watch. I don't know how much more I can go though. Oh, thanks. Let's finish with talking to Max, I guess. On the night of the crime, you didn't happen to fly off into the sky, did you? Here is how everything went down, sweetie. At the time of the murder, I was sitting in the ringmaster's room. Not to mention, flying off into the sky is not something I can just do at will. They don't care what the stoogey clown says, it wasn't me. Max, did you see? You been teaching me the trick of behind flying? You'll have to forgive me, sweetie. The difference between me and cheap imitation magicians is I keep my mouth shut, except for early. Forget about that part. Don't teach people tricks. But I will say this much, it's much harder than you think. I was thinking about this in court today. I've got a favor to ask you.
Anything for you, sweetie, in the blue suit.
What? Be friends with the other performers in this circus.
Oh, fabulous. What a great joke. Why would I want to be friends with a bunch of hack frauds like them?
But
I've won on the world stage. I won the International Grand Prix.
it's pronounced Prix.
Not the award that I won.
International Grand Prix?
Performers should always look to perform on the world stage. But the performers at this circus are completely and utterly devoid of ambition. It's something that I cannot tolerate.
Ambition, huh? Something about what Max just said rings true to my ears.
That was a good one, wasn't it? That was a good one, wasn't it? I thought that. Okay. Oh my sweeties want to hear all about the Grand Prix, don't they? Grand Prix, I suppose. I should have said, to go with the joke from earlier. To be honest though, I've told this story like 100 times, so it's a bit boring.
We're sorry to make you tell it again.
You must not have heard me. I'm really sick of telling this story. But what can you do? I'm Maximilian Galactica. I suppose I can tell it again. Voila! Here, take a look at this! I just happen to have a picture from the Grand Prix with me.
No, please. I can't show this on TV.
Okay. Just look at that fabulous stage! This is the first stage that I ever flew on. I flew right over the audience. The crowd erupted into applause. And at that time, I thought to myself I could die right then and be a happy man. I'll never forget how it felt that night. The emotions, the acclaim. I was on top.
Wow.
And by the way, I think everyone who is a performer should get to experience that feeling. I just wish I could explain that to the other people in the circus.
That's incredible, Max. I want a trophy too. Hey, Nick, how about you buy me a trophy? That's not how you earn a trophy, Maya.
My sweeties, you can have this picture of my triumph. Just make sure you show it to all the other ladies, the members of the circus.
He was on top of what? That's the question. All I'm saying is he was on top and he was the Grand Prix winner. He was flying on top of everybody, over the tops of everybody. That's what I meant. No jokes there.
Look and learn. That's what you should tell them.
Learn how to get thrown in jail?
Grand Prix photo added to the court record. It's not ladies unless you mean lady men. Yeah, I know. I don't know. It's too hard to ad-lib that into existence. Alright, let's examine the camera, then the dude, then I'll save, and oops, and then we'll call it.
Smile, your uncandid camera. Max keeps sneaking glances up at the security camera on the wall. I wonder if he's still trying to be a star. This guard monitors the visitor's room. He's so quiet, you could forget he was even there. He wasn't watching everything. He's pushed up against the wall, kind of like a magnet on a refrigerator.
They always just have weird stuff to say. I like checking that. No, not load. Please not load. Oh, goodness. Okay. Let me check how much more we have of this case. There's a lot of investigating, and then there's not even that long of a trial, it looks like. Oh, there might be a lot of talking, but there's not a lot to do in the trial. I don't know. I wonder if we can wrap this up in one more. Might be able to wrap this up in one more. Not sure. Next case is pretty good. I don't really like this case, obviously. I've made that clear. But the next case is actually pretty good. I like it quite a bit. We get to see some old familiar faces come back. Some more dramas. Including... Old Bag is back next case! Yeah! Oh, goodness. Alright, so... we can catch up on this tomorrow, or we can watch stuff, or whatever. I'll have time next week to do more after my final, which is on Tuesday. Thanks for watching. It's been fun. And I will catch you later.